Hello, I'm Tasia, and welcome to my channel. I wanted to actually kind of do a quick little update because the last video I posted was 2 years ago, and I said I was going to be consistent and do all these things, and I fell off the face of the earth and never posted anything else. And I just kind of want to do a recap of where I was at that time and then who I am today. So, 2 years ago, I was 22. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship with my first and only one. And in that relationship that I was in, it helped me learn what I didn't want and what I didn't want my life to look like, and really dive deep into who I want to be. And with that video that I posted, it was the first step, honestly, in me doing something different. And even just posting it was a huge milestone for myself. But I wasn't ready to show up and be consistent. And I wasn't living a life in where I could be consistent. I didn't want to show my mess. I would say now I'm in a place where I have some good habits and I have a good mindset, and I'm okay with showing the chaos behind everything and explaining what's kind of going on, with still preserving like other people's privacy of what I talk about. But so within those 2 years, I would say the title, The Growth and Authenticity, I have really embodied that now. I had a few things that I wanted to work on. So I did finish esthetician school. I was supposed to be getting my master's. I ended up just getting my basic because of a whole bunch of events. I'll probably make another video on that. That's a whole story in itself. But long story short, I had to go to 2 different schools, and it took like triple the amount of time it should have taken me to finish school. So, but now I took my test. I'm licensed. I am not practicing as an esthetician yet. I have been somebody who wants to work for myself. I don't want to work in a salon because I did that as a front desk and managed a esthetician studio as well. And I see the behind the scenes, and then I also see the money of how much these estheticians are paid and how much money they are bringing in. And I don't want to lose out on my value. So I don't want to start that until I can have my own space and have my own practice. And I also don't want to bring people into my home and work that way. So it's just going to be a building process. I am now certified in quite a few things. In that last video, I shared that I am certified psychic medium. Before that, I've always had gifts since I was a kid. I've always been able to hear spirits, and I have dreams, prophetic dreams, and things like that. So naturally, I just thought getting a certification would help me understand those gifts a bit more and work with somebody who can break it down a little bit differently. So I understand that part of myself so much more, and I feel safer in that. I don't really practice it, but you know, for family and friends and here and there, people ask, I'll do some readings. I just don't want myself to be an open channel for that all the time. Since then, I also have a certification in breathwork and meditation. It was mainly, I took the certification for myself to build my own practice and just have something that helped me with my anxiety and depression, and really fueled me to be more motivated. And it has done all that and more for me. And I have hosted a couple of small group sessions or one-on-one sessions with family, friends, classmates, coworkers. And so that is another aspect that I would love to grow more into and start coaching one-on-one, not only in breathwork and meditation, but even help people with their mindset and being able to pause and change who they are and how they think and feel. And speaking of how I think and feel, me 2 years ago, it was just the beginning. I just had an idea and hope and didn't really know where to go. But I fell into breathwork and meditation, and that has helped me the past 2 years, slowly but surely getting into who I am, and then learning to really be in my body and feel my body, and then fuel my body with good nutrients, and being more mindful of who I'm around, who I'm talking to, what I'm talking about. All these things, it has leaked into my life, and I've become more conscious and aware of everything that I do. And yes, I'm human, so I have my moments where most of the time I am human, but I can catch myself in those moments now and really think, does this choice follow the what I envision myself and my life to be like in 6 months from now, a year from now? No, the person I am does not want to do this. Or yes, this is something I want to do more of. It feels good. So even sitting back and asking myself those questions, I feel like has changed a lot for me. Within the 2 years as well, I've gone through a lot of physical changes. I never really showed my body or anything on here, but I have gone from being, I believe I was like 225 pounds. Probably didn't look like in the video because all you see is my face. But I was a pretty big girl for a minute. I was really in a dark place, depressed, and I was working towards just wanting to be happy with myself and being okay, being alone and loving myself, because I hated myself. And not because of my looks and not necessarily because of my body. It was because of all the things I had dealt with and all the things I let not only my ex put me through, my parents had put me through, the friends that I chose to be around, let them put me through. I let so many things slide, and I was just being for the sake of being nice. And it got me nowhere but hurt. And I learned in this time discernment, and again, taking a moment to like, are these people helping me? Or am I just helping them? Like, and am I really this person's friend, or do they just love to trauma dump on me? And because I'm there and I'll listen and I genuinely care. Some people just like what you do for them. Some people aren't really there because they love you. They love what you do for them. And that's a huge thing that changed my life. And even with family, because I really believe that, like, you know, people you love that even aren't your blood family, but like you consider family, you owe it to yourself, not them. You owe it to yourself to put your heart in your sleeve and tell them how you feel straight from the heart, without, and even if you're angry, speak to them from a loving place and how you would want to receive that information. And that helped me realize who is there for me and who does love me. So I've had tough conversations with my parents, even about how I perceived their treatment, and it's open dialogue to where, no, this is what was going on in my life at that time, and this is what I thought I was doing, and this is what I learned, and I'm sorry. And like, even hearing the, you know, I'm sorry that you felt that way, or that I made you feel that way, that wasn't my intention, goes so far. And so as I've healed myself and given myself grace, I've given my parents a space to talk with me and feel, at least we've healed like those parts, a couple of parts of my childhood that I got answers to as an adult. And I'm like, okay, I can see your perspective and I see that. And thank you, you know, for acknowledging that. That bothered me. And it's not like that all the time. I've had tough conversations where it didn't go anywhere. Okay. I want to move on to goals that I have for this channel and what I plan to do moving forward. I am creating more time in my schedule to dedicate to my creativity because this is the space that I want to be in. This is what makes me happy. This is what I am proud of. And I let a job and these other external needs on that are based off of just trying to survive dictate and take over my life. So my goal is to have 2 YouTube videos each month and 2 podcast episodes at least each month, if not 2 to 4. But we're gonna start with 2 and 2, so that's posting once a week and building that consistency within myself. And consistency and discipline is something that I am working on this year and that I think is really going to propel me and change my life. And with that, I do have a podcast, as I posted 1 episode. This is my first one with video, so it was nerve-wracking. My vision for this year is to start one-on-one coaching and help people more like me who may have felt that their life was just predestined for them. Maybe you had parents that told you, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and this is the way it's going to go. And you're going to work this job because it's stable and you're going to have benefits, you're going to do this. And I tried that for a long time. Like my whole school experience through high school, I did everything everyone wanted me to, in the sense, like my parents never told me I have to do these certain classes, but I know the goal was to go to college. So I did everything I could to make sure I got into college. And I was good at sports, but I wasn't ever like the star athlete. And I was good in school. My grades were, I usually had straight A's up until my junior year. And then I started slacking. I stopped caring as much. And I just hated being there. I hated, being at school when because I started working and I was making money. And I'm like, wow, I'm at school for this many hours. I did the homework in about 2 seconds. I'm already ahead in all my classes. Even when I was taking the honors, or what they call them, they're basically like dual credit classes where you can get college credits for passing the test. And I did all that stuff, and I started realizing then that I just don't care. I don't even want to go to college. I just wanted to go to college because everybody else was going to college. I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. I knew I didn't want to have a regular job. I knew I didn't want to be an average person. I didn't want to work as a nurse. I didn't want to be a dentist. I didn't want to work in an office. I didn't want to do any of that. Thought it was boring. It sounded stupid. And then I realized I do that for 50 years and then retire and do what? And I have kids that I take care of and do all. Like, I just constantly hear how much the adults in my life were just unfucking happy and they can't do what they want and they have to go to work and they have to do all these things. And I just don't, I wanted more. I still do. And I want more for my life. And I'm already in this limbo of every job I'm at. It's just a job. It's just to pay my bills that I have right now to keep my, few things afloat. And now I'm using that money to fund courses and things that I'm actually interested in. And now it's now time to pave a way to walk the talk now. It's go time. There's nobody around me that I felt understands this yearning that I have. And I get this validation and mindset from the help of mentors, but most of these people don't know who I am. They are just podcasters, people living the life that I would like to live. And And I know it's going to be hard regardless. You still have a hard things. With more comes more responsibility. With, more freedom comes more discipline as well. So I know there's a lot of hard things I'm going to have to embrace and embody. But for the payout, it's so much more worth it. I want to be happy. I don't enjoy drinking and going out every weekend. I've never been that person, even in high school. I did every once in a while. And it's the perceived fun that is intriguing for me with how everybody loves it and they seem free. But I just want to be silly in myself as I'm sober. And also, I'm a big pothead. I love weed and I love the way it makes me feel. And lately it's been making me feel numb. Well, everything has an equal and opposite reaction. So, weed, when I'm first smoking and in the moment, I feel so creative. I feel like I'm perceiving and ingesting so much more information on a deeper cellular level, and I'm getting downloads of things of what I should do and ways how I can talk to people and share messages, and it's like after the come down the next day or whatever, when emotions come up, it's like I just want to smoke to numb it. Or I don't want to feel the things I'm feeling because I'm a very, very, very emotional person. And by that, I don't mean like I'm sitting here crying all the time, but I feel things so deeply that I cry when things make me happy. I cry when things make me sad. I cry when things like just give me goosebumps, and I really felt what somebody said in my soul, and things are a lot deeper for me. And I feel like I need to get it out. I need to get it out. My goal is to be more present and create a community of people who are a little bit more like me, who tend to feel alone even amongst a bunch of people because my mind isn't in the same spot. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.